It's hard to punish this Gnar pick with Viego. You know, there are other junglers that can be very threatening and punish a mini Gnar. Viego doesn't always quite reach with the hop available, so I feel like you feel pretty safe in the top 2v2 as well.
Break his way over and, all right, that'll do it. He's just fine.
Nice timing on that.
Yep, I guess he just knew that he wasn't in any danger as the Ignite already down onto Gumayusi. He's gonna flash. This dive is dangerous, but still able to pick it up. Life just deciding that he's gonna have to sacrifice himself as Carrier gets another kill, and Berserker not gonna be able to challenge him for that one. So that, I would say, ladies and gentlemen, is a disaster
And
in this matchup anyway, so it's just a bit of a rough one.
Not respecting, but Pyosik is going to come over here.
Yeah, there's the flash in, as I don't know about the angle on the stun. The gravity field's fantastic there as well. And Faker gonna have to flash because there is a shattering strike coming on over, and Pyosik gets his second of the game.
All right, maybe it was good that Viego got the kill, you know?
Yeah, he's pretty scary now.
He may miss the flash stun, but...
setting up for these plays quite nicely. Life, of course, his position fantastic there, but T1's still going to be able to get themselves the first dragon of the game. And next one going to be a Chemtech, so no back-to-back Chemtech souls.
This pit, Faker doesn't have his flash. I don't think he's going to come down. They're going to look for a bottom play here instead on the Dudu.
Yeah, the Gnar stun into the turret, and Dudu does manage to at least get the counter-strike back as he throws down the ulti. Doran will need to pick up turret aggro, but I think that was a level up for Dudu. Look at him, eating through these cookies, feeling a whole lot better, but still, he's going to get taken down. Nice little hop to get Doran out of there, and it was a good attempt.
Yeah, it was nicely played there from Dudu. Really nice flash timing.
Still, that is a lot of pressure onto the DN Freecs 80 carry. Doran still realizing that things are a little bit difficult here in the 1v1 as there's the Magnus Storm. He tries to get himself out. Heartbreaker comes forward. There is the Grand Skyfall, and Dudu goes down once again. Doran is still alive, and Pyosik's on the wrong side of the map. A disastrous dive attempt here as Gumayusi down towards the bottom side, and the wallop will take down the Rel. And things are going wrong a little earlier this time around for the DN Freecs.
Yeah. And unlike the last time, they don't end up finding any success with their plays. Pungyan is now also 100% dead.
Yeah, the Realm Warp, an immediate Chaos Storm interruption as Pungyan realizes that he may as well try and clear the wave. And he does do that. He is surviving for quite some time, but that's another gravity field actually in the same little skirmish. Shot for fun, and Carrier, he's going to turn up. Solar Flare doesn't connect. The Rel is in the area, but Dudu is still going down incredibly low. Good shattering strike there just to get him out. But now Pungyan having to deal with some attention on the top side as the stun comes through, and Pyosik not going to be here in time. Just elects to get himself stunned as they take down the Rise yet again.
And that's feats of strength with the turret going down bottom side here. As it looks like DNF will at least get this dragon back, trade it for a 1-for-1. We'll see what the soul is. As it's not going to be Chemtech 2 games in a row, so at least that's a thumbs up for me, but...
Yep, it's going to be a mountain soul.
Okay.
But Faker's going to be taking down this outer turret. I mean, this is 6 grubs for DNF, and they're losing structures all over the map.
If you can't hit the turrets, they don't really end up getting much value, do they? It's maybe the last stand here, the last fight for DNF.
Yep, Life is just going to move in, already down to half health as a teleport from the Jax to deliver him to the middle of this fight. It's going to be an honest 5v5 as Faker makes his way down. Boomerang value actually quite high there as the Flash Magnus Storm comes in from Life. They're going to see whether they can get the first kill in this fight. It's so important. The transformation is fantastic, but the first kill, it was T1's, and they line it up with a couple more as well. Now the curtains are being called. The Grand Starfall comes down, and Berserker, I don't think he's winning this battle against Owner, as Owner may actually get taken out here as Pungyan's over the wall, but instead he just flashes his way out of there. And T1, they only sacrifice Doran and they take everything.
Yeah, Doran also played the fight out incredibly well. You mentioned the transformation and tanked so much in the early part of the fight. No resets for Pyosik, no angle to pop off on this Viego. And that's a Herald getting a charge here in mid, and they're looking for even more.
Yeah, Life. Underneath this turret, they do manage to get the secondary charge from Shelly before she does go down, as Pungyan desperately trying to deal with the wave. He does manage to do that as Faker takes a couple of turret shots, but this gravity field plus deadly flourish combination that T1 are using just looks very difficult to deal with.
It's super frustrating. Maybe there is a potential angle here. Life, no flash though to engage. This is going to be so tricky, and they're very split.
They really are. They just need to find something, some form of fight, even if they don't manage to deny this. As the Shattering Strike comes down, Doran's their target. They throw Pyosik just towards the rest of the team. And Owner just left there to deal with this Otacon. Very happily does so because he's under no threat. As Was that a potential Realm Warp angle? It was not.
I don't think so, and there's no angle to get Flowers either. And then they take the Otacon and walk away. It was just, you know, it was not that interesting in terms of the actual fight breaking out and kills going over, but in terms of technical league play, it was about as technical as it gets by T1.
And nothing that pyosik could do, no angle to be found there, and in fact, he's able to stop these backs with that Crush Gnar combo. Now the Starfall comes in. Bring it isolated. Not going to be able to save this Rise, who had his flash removed earlier on. So that is just a very, very dead bald blue guy.
You see the, you know, preemptive angles there. You know, Doran stops the backs, so it looks like, oh, a bit of a whiff there from Doran. No, not true. He stops the backs, and then they have the Starfall follow-up. They isolate the Rise and take him out. As Duda will pick up some bounty gold here in the first turret of the game for them, but it's in trade for an inner. And T1, I don't think, are feeling too bad about it. With 6 grubs, though, Duda, if he gets enough time, and, okay.
Oh, Owner has found life, but there is, Life's kind of into that, as Berserker just going to throw a bunch of autos into, okay, does he just win this? Oh god, Owner is so scary. There is 990 gold going over to pyosik once again, as the Deadly Flourish comes down. Carrier could be dead, the resets are starting to come in, but perhaps the curtains have now been called. Dudu going to soak one of them, pyosik soaks another as he heartbreaks his way out. So that's all they're going to get.
Old, so he might get interested.
Yeah. Flash is back up here for Pungyan as Doran taking a lot of damage. Zenith Blade doesn't quite connect there as Carrier's the one tanking, but Pungyan's still dead. Oh dear, the wallets be heavy.
They certainly do, and with a very easy to set up follow-up there with the Leona tanking the turret. It's just as simple as that. And now Doran does have TP if he had to join this Baron fight. I don't think he's that interested, though. I think he just wants to push this bottom wave in and start to then threaten there. As Life and pyosik do show up, but it might be too late. Faker pulls off 4K on the Baron, and I just don't think there's any in here.
Nope, and pyosik just backs away. They see the Chaos Storm, as we also see that we are indeed floating above Runeterra. Yeah, there was no real way. As T1 look to siege this one out with their new Baron that they've put together. The Shattering Strike comes down once again. It's a very aggressive dive from Ona, who may actually get taken out here as pyosik comes in. They do manage to get the kill on the Pantheon. The resets are starting to come in as Gumayusi could be in trouble. pyosik is kind of scary, but it's Faker going absolute god mode here in the backline. Life going to be taken out. The Death Ray, my god, combined with the curtain call. T1 just say, yes, you do have a Viego, but unfortunately it's not enough.
He's dead now.
Through a team fight.
Yep, and T1 with this wave coming through should be able to slowly end this game. Berserker looking for the outplay.
Oh, does not get it. That's going to be another 300 over to Doran. Pungyan does manage to get that, but it is a very swift execution here by Gumayusi. And T1, 2-0 over the DN Freecs, and unfortunately, 3 games. The entire round robin, and unfortunately, none of them were in the same series.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.